everyone, Besa McDonald here. Hope you're enjoying your day. Today I'm going to answer a question for a mom with a 3-year-old who is struggling with some separation anxiety. So her question reads, I'm noticing signs of anxiety in my 3-year-old. Separation anxiety for school drop-offs, fear of going to the doctor, etc. What can parents do to lessen this anxiety or to raise a child with effective coping skills to combat anxiety? Thank you for asking this question. So there definitely are a few things that parents can do to help alleviate that separation anxiety and to do their part to ensure their child's anxiety isn't getting worse over time. The main thing you can focus on is creating a predictable and consistent routine for your child. So the more comfortable your child feels with their day-to-day activities, the more ready they'll be to learn and to engage socially. Research has actually shown that when we pair having a consistent, predictable routine like this, along with positive parent-child interactions over time, this is not only beneficial but necessary to promote positive social emotional development for a child. A few tips to keep in mind when building a routine for a child is: 1, use a visual schedule so that your child can see exactly what they can expect on a day-to-day basis. On that visual schedule, it'll be helpful to incorporate some major activities, so things like breakfast, getting ready, school, dinner, playtime, things like that. You don't want to get too into the details because that can be overwhelming for a child, so just focus on the major things throughout their day that they will pretty much always repeat. The second thing is to review this schedule with your child in the morning every day until you feel like they really have a good bearing on what to expect and what they're going to be doing that day. Also, give your child a heads up of when you expect any changes to happen. Of course, this isn't always possible, but when you do anticipate changes, if you can let your child know, that will reduce the chance that they will have, a meltdown because of this shift in their routine. The third thing is to involve your child. So have them take part in their routine in some way, whether that is helping you out with something or you're there assisting them with something like putting on their clothes or grabbing their snacks or something like that. Again, making sure it's developmentally appropriate. The fourth thing is going along with involving your child is giving them choices throughout their day whenever possible. And this goes for seemingly insignificant things to us that really do make a difference to your child over time. So things like picking what color cup they want for dinner, right? Do you want the blue or the pink cup for dinner? What do you want to wear tomorrow? What socks do you want to wear to school? What color crayons do you want to use for coloring today? There's an infinite number of choices that we come across on a day-to-day. Sometimes we don't even realize how many choices we actually are making. So tuning into that and allowing your child to be a part of that a little bit more can be helpful also to combat anxiety. Outside of building a consistent, predictable routine for your child, I would say keep some of these tips in mind for just general separations and how you can make those a little bit easier for you and your child. So one is build some extra time in your schedule before you separate from your child if there tends to be a bigger upset or meltdown before that activity that's coming up. So this way you don't feel like you're pressured to, you're on a race against the clock. You can just give yourself more time to kind of be there for your child. And that way you're not getting dysregulated because of your child's, big emotions. The second thing is role-playing, practicing, talking about what a child can expect, especially before something that they haven't done before. So let's say your child is going to the doctor for shots, whether it's the first time or just in general if they have a fear around this, like you mentioned. It can be helpful to role play using dolls and talking about just what they can expect. Being honest in this conversation too, I think, is important. I think parents want to sort of keep their child safe from some of those big scary feelings by, maybe lessening the blow and saying things like, it's going to be fine, you're going to be just fine, there's nothing to worry about. But really it can help to just tell them what they're going to expect. So if they're going to get a shot, tell them your doctor is going to give you a shot. It's just a little poke. It's going to hurt, but you're going to be okay. You're going to get through it. You've done hard things before, and I know you can do this too. Mom's going to be there with you. So giving some validation and comfort through those things can be helpful while also being honest about what they can expect. So again, you can role play this with toys at home, you can practice, you can talk about what they might expect, you can even find videos online to give them an idea of what's coming. The third thing I would say is keep your separation, your goodbye, brief and consistent. Having healthy, calm separations will build trust between you and your child and will help them feel confident too. Because if you're getting kind of frazzled and you're not making that exit, brief and consistent, and you're maybe giving in to your child saying, no, please stay, or you're getting worked up, that won't help your child feel calm themselves. So keep in mind, this is really where your child needs to borrow your calm, as I like to say. Your child may not have the tools to really self-soothe at this point. This is where they need an adult, a repeated experience of an adult being calm through their storm, so that they can learn over time what it looks like to be calm and to cope with this hard thing. The fourth thing is, before you exit, again, keeping this along with that consistency is reminding them that you're going to see them again after whatever it is that they're doing. So maybe your routine of separation is giving them a kiss, telling them you love them, and that you're going to see them after school, or again, whatever activity it is that they're doing. And I think the last thing to keep in mind for separations is just validating your child's feelings. So instead of just brushing them off, right? Sometimes parents go to is just saying like, it's okay, it's gonna be fine, don't worry. Just taking time to validate those feelings can be helpful for the child, because just like us, children want those feelings to be heard. They want them to be seen. And when a parent takes that moment to say, yes, I see that you're sad, I see this is hard for you, that automatically kind of helps to deactivate the fight or flight response. So make sure you're not forgetting to validate those feelings when they do come up, and then continue on towards your exit and separation. All right, thank you for this question. I hope it helps. I think that there's definitely more here that I can dive into. If there's any follow-up questions, please let me know and I'll be happy to answer that as well. All right, take care.